Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Intuitive Writer podcast. I'm your host, Camille Chan, and thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful to have you tuning in and listening every week. Today's episode is going to be on the art of asking, and this is a technique that I use in my everyday intuitive writing practice that has proven to be so valuable. It's such an important tool, and you can use it every day. It's so simple, and it is exactly what I'm calling it. The art of asking is simply asking for help, and it doesn't matter what I need help with. If I'm trying to connect with a character, or I'm trying to work out a plot hole, or I'm trying to bring in the next scene, I always ask for help. And one thing that I believe is really important is I ask with my voice. I actually speak it out loud. Universe, help me see this next scene. Or if I'm talking to a character, Jennifer, I'm not feeling you. I'm not seeing you. I know you're important in this scene or in this part of the book, and I'm just not seeing how it plays out. Can you please show me? And I'll ask it out loud. And what's amazing is you get answers. I always make sure that I ask with my voice. I personally think this is really important. I think energetically it opens up a line of communication between you and the universe by asking the question. By asking the question and putting it out there, you're giving the universe something to respond to. And I imagine myself asking my question and tossing out a telephone into the universe. And I specifically picture my grandma's old rotary telephone. If you're under the age of 40 or 35, you might not have any idea what I'm talking about. But I specifically always imagine the old dial rotary telephone. So I imagine myself tossing it out into the universe, asking my question, the universe catching this telephone, picking up the receiver, and sending me back the answer. And the answers, they come in a lot of different ways. A lot of times when I ask, I'll get that aha moment that we've talked about in previous episodes, the flash of insight or the sudden knowing, randomly receiving the answer. And then a lot of times I'll ask before going into meditation. And as I sit with the energies that I'm working with, the answers, they come in, they start pouring in. And I just really believe that asking is so important. So this is the practice that I'm bringing to you today, is this art of asking. And as you work to become an intuitive writer and incorporate intuition more into your everyday writing practice, I hope that you take the art of asking, and I hope you start doing it. I ask every day for whatever I need help with that day with my artistic endeavors. I ask for help every day, and I get answers every day. As I teach these various intuitive writing techniques, I always like to share stories with you guys. And I do this because I hope that by sharing the context of how these things work in my life, I'm hoping that that'll give you a backdrop for your creative life. And as you move forward to incorporate your intuition into your practice, to give you an idea of how it can roll out. So this week's story is actually not about my fictional writing. This is about my podcast, my creative endeavor with my podcast, which I feel really falls into the realm more of nonfiction. I would call it nonfiction. And what's interesting, as I've been working with the podcast and the energies that have come through that really want to co-create this podcast with me, I have a lot of vulnerabilities around it. With my writing, because I've been writing for so long, I've been receiving stories and characters my whole life. I have such a huge trust muscle that the energies are always going to be there, and I know they're always around, and I know that I can always bring them in, and I'm really comfortable with my practice, and I have a really big trust muscle. But when it comes to the podcast, it's so new and it's so outside of my comfort zone. I am much more comfortable sitting with my computer and my characters and writing stories, much more comfortable than I am speaking out loud into a microphone and into a camera. It's not it's not comfortable for me. But I've embraced the fact that this is something I need to learn how to do, and I am enjoying the learning process. But I don't have a huge trust muscle. I have a lot of insecurities. And when I was first starting to outline the arc of the first 10 seasons of this podcast, I downloaded a really clear arc on the first 10 episodes. And what I'm doing right now is recording number 7. And I have to tell you that when I opened up my notes and I saw episode number 7, I started to get anxiety because I couldn't see past episode 10. I hadn't received anything, and my trust muscle is still building, and I began to have anxiety that nothing would come through, that I would run out of things to talk about, it would just dry up, and I'd have nothing more to contribute and share with you guys. And so I started having a lot of worries and fears about that. And I had to take a deep breath, and I had to remind myself that I really needed to lean into my practice, and I really needed to lean into my trust of the universe. And so I did that by asking, by doing this thing that I'm telling you about. I just started asking, help me. Universe, you've brought this podcast to me. You've asked me to make it. Like, help me to see what the next episodes are. Show them to me. And even with this episode, with the art of asking, I knew what the content was, but I didn't have a great story. I ask so much every day. I just didn't have any great story to share with you guys. And so I was, just worried about that the episode wouldn't be very good because I didn't have a great story to share with you guys. So I just took a deep breath, leaned into my practice, tried to lean into my trust and ask. And I asked and I asked. And within a couple of days, I received a pretty loud nudge to go and carve out some time for meditation. And I do meditate very regularly, probably on average, probably 5 days a week. So I'm always consciously connecting with the universe and the energies that want to co-create with me. It is part of my everyday life. And on this particular day, I heard loud and clear, make sure you carve out time for your meditation. So I did that. And as soon as I connected, a guide stepped forward, one of my power animals. And this animal is the unicorn. I have a very, very strong connection to the unicorn. And unicorn has been around for a while. He helps me anytime I have struggles or challenges that need to be answered with love. So if I'm having some kind of a challenge or an obstacle and I need to find more love for myself, or I need to find more compassion and love for others, or I need to find more empathy, he shows up and really supports me and helps me bring that love and compassion and empathy to myself and to others. So on this particular day, he'd obviously called me forward, and so we met, and as I was standing with him, he began to show me and give to me the most beautiful guided meditation. And my guides often take me on little journeys when I'm in meditation. We go places together and communicate together. And a lot of it I don't share, obviously. But this particular one, as soon as I began to receive it, I knew that this wasn't just for me. I knew that this was something that was really important, that was supposed to be shared. It was just a really beautiful meditation. But then I got confused because all of the meditations that I've been receiving lately, they're all part of the Intuitive Writer Activation Workshop that I'm putting together for you guys. So all of the meditations have really been focused around writing and connecting with your characters and activating your intuition and things like that. And this was nothing like that. It didn't appear to be part of what I was putting together. So then I got confused. And so as I was bringing in the meditation, I'm writing down as fast as I can, trying to keep up. Then I was asking, am I not understanding what I'm receiving? Is this supposed to fold into this workshop that I'm putting together? Am I not understanding how it fits? Is it something I'm supposed to put away for another day? Because I do often receive things out of order, and I don't always understand what I receive. I write it down, and I trust that clarity is going to come. So I was asking, what am I supposed to do with this meditation? And of course, as soon as I asked, I was talking about that energetic phone line that you cast out into the universe. I asked and I got my answer. And he said, this is your next podcast episode. I was like, oh, okay, because this is what I've been asking for. I've been asking for help because I wasn't feeling the next episode and I didn't know what it was going to look like. And I asked and I got my answer, and he gave me this beautiful meditation so that I would have this story to share with all of you. And he actually wanted to share this meditation with all of you. So that's what we're going to do. At the end of this episode, I created a guided meditation and I'm going to share it with all of you. Now, this meditation, it doesn't specifically have anything to do with writing or being an intuitive writer. When I asked him, what do I say about this meditation? What do I tell people? He said, tell them that it's a meditation for healing and love and cleansing, and that because of all the very intense emotions that are happening out there right now on the planet as we close out 2020, he thought that this could bring a lot of people much needed support. So that's what it's for. It's a gift of love. It's a gift of support, and it's special from Unicorn to all of you. He's in the meditation. And I know a lot of you out there, maybe meditation isn't a part of your everyday life, and maybe you feel funny about it. Maybe you've never had a great experience, or maybe you've just never felt like it's something that you can do, or maybe it's just not something that you're into. So I just I invite you to set aside whatever resistance you might have around meditation. This is it's a very gentle, loving meditation. All you need is a quiet space, about 20 minutes to yourself. You just take some deep breaths and just relax and surrender to the meditation and to your imagination. It's a guided meditation, so I'm going to take you on a very beautiful visual journey, and you're all writers. You all know how to use your imagination. You might even be able to think of it as listening to an audiobook or maybe an audio short story. So yeah, I really invite everybody to try it. It brought a lot of support to me that I've carried with me for quite a few days since going through it. And I really hope that it can do the same for all of you. Just to recap what we've talked about today, today's episode is all about the art of asking and the importance of asking the universe to help you on these creative endeavors. And that by asking, you are energetically opening up this line of communication. So the energies that want to work with you can flow to you with ease. And, you don't have to necessarily meditate the way I do to bring in these energies, but just pay attention, ask, and then pay attention and see what comes your way. I've been asking so much about this podcast, and just a couple of hours ago, I had a friend message me and say, hey, I have an idea for your podcast. And she posed this particular topic, and as soon as she did, it ignited this huge download, and I began receiving all this information, and I saw very clearly how this episode was going to come together, and this is what I'm going to create in the future. It's not this particular one. So the universe answers you in so many ways, and just pay attention. I have messages come through friends, family members all the time. Actually, the other day I was just working away, and my husband called me at work, and he's like, hey, you need to go do some hill repeats. I'm feeling like it's really important for you right now. And so I did, and I realized that, I was so focused on what I was doing. I needed my outdoor time. I needed my exercise. And while I was out, I was able to receive a whole bunch for the universe on one of the projects I was working on for Intuitive Writer. So the universe speaks to you in so many ways. So just keep yourself open, ask your questions, and see what comes through. This wraps up this week's episode of Intuitive Writer, and I hope that you stick around for the guided meditation at the end. And I would love to hear from you. You can DM me anytime on Instagram at Write with Intuition. I'd love to hear about your experience with the meditation, and if you are starting to communicate with the universe and asking questions, I'd love to hear how it's going for you. I'd love to hear any insights that you've come across. So yeah, please feel free to reach out anytime. And if you are interested in staying up to date about the Intuitive Writer Activation Workshop that I'm putting together, there's a link in the show notes to subscribe to my newsletter. And when the course is ready, I'll be sure to send you a coupon. So anyway, sign up for my newsletter. And please like and subscribe to the show. Please share it on social media. If you have writing friends, please share it with your writing friends. I'm so new, and I would really appreciate anything you can do to help me spread the word. This show is a weekly broadcast, and it goes out on all major podcast platforms, and then I also record all the episodes for YouTube. So you can get it in lots of different places for free. And yes, I would really appreciate it if you would help me spread the word. Okay, so we're going to wrap things up now, and here comes your guided meditation. I hope you enjoy, and I will talk to everyone next week. Take care. Bye. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. You stand high above on a rocky mountain. The sky is falling. Rainbows are falling from the sky. Thousands and thousands of little rainbows. Falling all around you in wet color. Steaming up from the warm ground. Rainbows falling up. Steaming and misting all around you. Filling the air with love. So much love all around. Falling around your shoulders. Dripping into your eyes. Swirling around your body in sheets of color. Swirling up from the ground. Rising up in a mist from around your feet. peeking up from between your toes like blades of grass. Rolling up your legs, puffs of rainbow mist. Rainbows of love colliding all around you. The rainbows slowly part in front of you. A figure steps through the prisms of light. He is tall and white, with a horn of spiraling white that shines with the life of a star. He brings the rain. He brings the rainbows. He is the unicorn. And as he steps forward, you can barely see him through all the rainbows falling into your eyes. Unicorn sends love out into the world with his rainbows. Open your mouth and let them plink on to the tip of your tongue. Let them slide down your throat. All those droplets of rainbows falling so gently down your throat to take root in your belly. Love takes root in your belly. Unicorn leans forward. He breathes gently onto your face. He exhales rainbows. And you breathe them in. You breathe in all the prisms. Breathe in his rainbows. Breathe them into your heart. Breathe them into your lungs. Let these rainbows flow into you. Let them nourish the seeds that have been planted there. Now let that love grow from within you. See the love growing in your belly. See it gently spreading its rainbows of light. brighter and brighter it grows from within you. A sparkling, a flowing, a ball of loving rainbow. And as Unicorn stands there, watching love fall up and fall down all around you. The rainbow within continues to grow. It pushes away the darkness. That darkness that's been clawing at you. All those dark tendrils of fear and smallness. That have threaded their way into the shimmer of your soul. The rainbow growing from within gently touches all those dark roots. And in a blink, they are gone, disintegrated into the softness of love. Fear, so much fear. Feel how it rides on your shoulders. All that fear. It winks out of existence in the brilliance of your rainbow. Divisiveness. The need to find division in every nook and cranny. Let your expanding rainbow roll over this darkness. Let this darkness be blotted out by your light. Let your light rise. Let it shine. Let it shine. See it flare big and bright around you. Let all your rainbows stretch forth from your center. Thousands of tiny rainbow rays originating from you. From you. All this light and love coming from you. See yourself standing in this bright ball of light. Born of your own making, of your simple willingness to swallow the rainbow, to breathe in the rainbow, now all the dark bindings on your soul, all the little chains you so expertly locked around yourself. All those chains and bindings and fences you created, all to keep yourself safe. Feel how heavy they are. These chains of your own making. Your rainbow threads through the locks. Your colors infiltrate the locks. And just like that, the shackles fall away. The chains disintegrate before they ever touch the ground. They are gentled into nothingness by the light of your own love. Last of all is your pain. All the cuts and slashes and bruises your soul bears. See them and fold them in. Fold them into your light. Hold them close and love them for being your teachers. Hold them close. Touch them with gratitude and love. And watch each of them transform into a rainbow. Now release them into the light that emanates from your soul. Bring it all home. You are bare before the unicorn, a being of rainbows and love and experience. In a single leap, you are astride the unicorn. Your unicorn, a being of pure love like you. Your rainbows merge as he gallops away. The two of you streaming through the pelting sparkling beneath the thunder of his hooves. You race together, flying through the storm of love. Casting rainbows into every corner as you go. See how you shine. See how you spread beauty. Never forget what you are. Never let your rainbow stop shining.